So we'll be looking at the uses of past continuous and as we start unit 3. Now, in terms of the uses, generally you can think of it as with past simple, it is an emphasis on time and habits from the past. Sometimes we can also talk about continuous or simultaneous activity and general backstory to activities. Now, what we're going to practice today are the uses, and hopefully everyone will get a chance to participate. And then I will make some more things available on the platform so you can get active. I think there's just 1 or 2 people in the room who has not put their full names and groups in the chat. Remember to drop your information in the chat. For example, Jason Ricardo Thomas, 511B, class 6. All right. Don't forget to put your information there in the chat so we can have your attendance. Let me see if my microphone is turned up. I think everything is clear. So let's begin. When it comes to the structure of the past continuous, we are continuing our use of the verb to be as our helping verb. So make sure to have be in its past simple form. So I, he, she, and it was, then our ing. And if it's plural or if it's you, we, they, we use were before our ing. For affirmative or positive sentences, it's going to be subject, verb. Make sure to put the past tense of to be before your ing. So was talking or weren't learning. If it's the negative form, then you need the negative form of our helping verb. So the auxiliary to be will be was not or were not, wasn't or weren't if it's contracted, then our ing. And then for question forms, you can use your auxiliaries. You'll also see some sentences with the question words like what, how many, etc. Then your helping verb, your subject, and your ing. Right? So that's your form. That's how you should use it. Daniel, Nava, let's start with the uses and some examples of the past continuous.
The past continuous is used for an action in progress in the past and that was interrupted. Interrupted. The action that caused the interruption is in the past simple. When and while signal the use of the past simple and the past continuous. In general, we use the past simple directly after when and the past continuous after while. Example, Josh called while I was watching the news. He was walking to work when he fell. Was it raining when you left?
Good. All right, so notice the position of the when and while. If it's while or durante, mientras, past simple, then while, then past continuous. Or past continuous, while, past continuous. But with when, it's going to be past continuous, when, then past simple. So the reverse is usually true for these two, right? Uses, number 2. Daniel Pardinho, sorry.
Yes, we use the past continuous to talk about actions or events that happened at a specific time in the past. Examples, Paula wasn't living in Spain in, how we say, 2005.
2005. All right, so for years in general, guys, if you struggle with the years still, I'll share this one later. The general rule is split it in two, 1652. But with years like 2000, since there are so many zeros, we go 2001, 2010. All right, so those are the general rules for dates. All right, so Paula wasn't living in Spain in 2005. Repeat and continue.
Paula wasn't living in Spain in 2005. And the other one, we were still working at 10 o'clock last night.
All right. And use number 3, simultaneous actions. Andrea, Abigail.
The past continuous is used for two actions that were occurring
Simultaneously.
is
Simultaneous. Simultaneously.
simultaneously in the past.
Mhm.
Examples: my son was reading while I was cooking.
Mhm.
They were taking very lovely while we were trying to watch the movie.
Good. All right. So when it comes to the past continuous, just like we did before, we're thinking about progressive actions. All right. So let's put it to work. As you saw in the song, you can have positive, negatives, and questions. So don't forget which form of the verb to be will you use. Will I use was or will I use were? And don't forget to add ing to your verbs. Brenda, number 1. Perez,
Yes. They were their homework yesterday at 3 o'clock.
all right. They were what? You're missing this
They
part.
were not.
And the do?
Um,
Your action verb goes in ing. One more time. They were not doing homework yesterday at 3 o'clock. Repeat.
they were not doing their homework yesterday at 3 o'clock.
Good. Fernanda Elizabeth, number 2. Okay. But that's he. So we don't use where for he. For he, she, and it, and I, we use was. What was? And for our ing, well, this one is easy. Just add ing to watch. Good job. All right. So what was he watching on television when you arrived? Abril, number 3.
Howard was liking like the movie.
One more time, what did we say about these verbs? Recuerda los verbos de estado, de preferencia, de posesión, de expresión. Ellos no tienen una forma progresiva porque existen siempre. So remember, for these stative, emotive, possessive, all the verbs that are non-active, they don't change. So Howard, in the past tense, liked the movie.
Ok, y ya no se usa ni el was ni el were.
Exacto. Recuerda, tenemos esta lista enorme de verbos. Aquí habíamos checado la clase anterior. Esos verbos que no se cambian. Like es uno de ellos.
Ok, gracias.
All right, Raúl, number 4.
My parents were working when I came home.
Perfect. Monse Giselle, number 5.
In 2010, we
Mhm.
were living in a
Living.
small flat in London.
Yes. Vivir sí es de acción. Daniela Santana.
She was listening to music when I called.
Called. Don't forget, remember, when it comes to ed endings, check how the word ends to choose what pronunciation. So call is a voiced sound, comes from down here in the voice box. So it's called, called. If it's one of those sounds that you create here in the mouth only, like talk, kiss, kiss, then you have a T sound, kissed. All right, so these are the most common sounds. The only one that's a little bit different is if it ends with a D or a T. Then you just have id, wanted, or waited. Otherwise, you can use that T sound or D sound for those verbs in ED form. Okay? When I called. All right, last one goes to, let's keep it going, Israel, number 7.
Okay. Was
Mm-hmm.
it raining
Raining.
when you left?
When you left. Good. All right. Let's keep it going. Diego Cárdenas
Yes, teacher.
on Scramble.
What? What you doing? No. What were you doing
Mm-hmm.
at 3 o'clock?
Good. All right. Next one, Francisco, number 2.
Yes, teacher. The teacher, the students were not listening to the teacher.
Good. Exactly. Number 3. Let's see. That's number 3 goes to Laura. You are typing, but I think your microphone works. Number 3, Laura. Michelle. Mm-hmm.
Yes. We were called watching, no.
Yeah, you were doing okay.
Yes, were we called watching
All right. We were watching, repeat.
a film when you called?
Good. One more time. We were watching a film when you called. Repeat.
We were watching a film when you called.
Good. All right. Susana Monse.
Yes, teacher. How you were waiting for the bus?
All right. Don't forget your question words. How long?
Oh, sorry, teacher. Okay.
Again.
How long were you waiting for the bus?
Good. Next one. Kylie. Miss Vidal.
We were no. It was raining. So we were home.
So we went home.
Went home. Sí.
Good. Maria Fernanda, number 6.
When was he going to, I don't say.
All right. What comes before the when and what comes after the when? Before the when, past simple. After the when, all right. But in this case, we're looking at who's doing the action. So this is one way. You could also have it like this. were you doing your or homework, make it shorter, when he arrived? All right, one more time. Were you doing homework when he arrived? Repeat.
Were you doing homework when he arrived?
Arrived. Remember those at the end. All right. Miroslava, just by the skin of your teeth, number 7.
Yes, teacher. Sería I was reading newspaper. No. Huh?
All right. That's going to be the
Which
second part. Escuché algo mientras estaba leyendo. All right. I heard a noise while I was reading the newspaper. Repeat.
I heard a noise while I was reading the newspaper.
All right. And last one, Dani Nava.
I wasn't sleeping when you called.
Good. All right, guys. So Unit 3, jump on the platform. That's where you're going to start. Unit 3 is broken up into a few pieces. So you have past continuous, used to for past habits. Then you have adverbs of time to describe the past. And of course, those conjunctions when and while. We'll dive deeper into it. And don't forget that now that we're starting Unit 3, we'll unlock the forum at 2 p.m. today. The deadline for Unit 3 activities is the 14th of November. All right, so this is going to be our first class as we look at past continuous. Our second class, we're going to look at used to on the 22nd. Then we will tackle adverbs of time. Adverbs of adverbs of time and the conjunctions. All right, so dive in, get busy. If you have questions, let me know. I'll see you next week.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Take care. See you guys next week.